So I just wanted to give you a little bit of a tour of the property that you're going to be staying at. Just show you around, show you a couple of the features and little things that you are going to want to know. All right. Okay, so in here, obviously, the kitchen. On the fridge, there's some information about and some instructions, some handy things to know, as well as some rules about the property and about the community. So yeah, you check that out if you have any questions. We have a fully stocked kitchen as far as everything you need for cookware. We've got appliances here, coffee, tea, and everything in here as well is available for your use. So we have, the toaster, blenders, all that kind of thing. And barbecue tools are right here. In the living area here, this couch is a hide-a-bed, so you can pull that out and use that for sleeping, the double. And then in the other extension here area is where the TV and the DVD are. And then this couch as well is a futon. So if you need to use that, you just pull it away from the wall, click it up and down, and then it'll collapse down into a futon for you for sleeping too. We have some games and activities up here, and we have a few more tour guides with different things about the community just stocked up in there. They're also down here on the coffee table for you to look at if you like. So for this patio door here, you are welcome to use it. Just make sure that you push the latches up before you unlock the door. And this one can just go straight onto the patio. There's no screen on this part. So if you're needing just to have some air, I don't want you to open this one and get a bunch of bugs or bats inside. So there's also this screen door available here, a screen window basically. So it's the same thing. You just put the latches up, but this one's slightly different. You just need to kind of pull it out from the outside here. Kind of give it a grab there, and then it opens up there for you. And that'll give you some nice airflow in the room. And then just be sure that when you close them up at night, you put the latches down and lock them when you're done. For this patio window here that I was showing you before, you just have to push these levers up and down to press the door back into its position. And then lock. These windows in the living room here, you're able to open them under at the bottom here to get a bit of a breeze. So they're just an old crank down here that you'd crank open. So you just twirl those out and you get a nice breeze, cross breeze into the house. One thing I'm going to show you right here is the window on the right. This little one comes out, and I'm showing you that because it becomes useful in another bedroom, because one of these latches broke in the other bedroom and they don't make them anymore. So if you ever need to open a window in the other bedroom, you can just borrow this one, pull it out, open that, and then please put it back here when you're done. You're welcome to use the ceiling fan in the living room. Just like any ceiling fan, pull down gently, very gently on the cord, and it has a few settings. Pull it until you got the setting you want, and then you pull it enough times and it eventually shuts off again. Okay, furnace is over here just outside the kitchen. You shouldn't need to know anything about that, just know that it's there. And speaking of furnace, if you need to turn on the thermostat at all, it's just hidden next to the fridge right there. So just turn that up if you need to, and then please turn it down if you're renting in summer months before you leave. Bathroom's just in the hallway here. Light switch is on the outside, and it's got a fan connected to it. So it's the fan's always on when the light's on. Our toilet runs on a septic system, so it's very delicate. So please, nothing but toilet paper in there. And if you need a plunger for any reason, it's just right next to the toilet. And there's a full shower and bath in there. And then the door is a pocket door. and it just slides to lock. And sometimes the lock is a bit tricky, so you just kind of take a look and push that down there, and it should stick no problem. Just be very gentle with this because it's been pulled out before, so we don't want that to happen again. Okay, so this is the main bedroom. It's got a queen size bed. We do keep a fitted sheet and a mattress cover on all of our beds, except for the hide-a-bed and the futon. But please leave that on there and then put your stuff over top. So put your grip sheet over top of this, as well as your blankets and everything else. Don't remove these. It just helps protect the mattress even more. Couple of closets here. Sometimes these doors can be a touch sticky, so just be gentle when you open them because we just got the new flooring put in, so we don't want anything to go on with there. If you just lift them up slightly when you open them, it's no problem at all. The rooms have Venetian blinds. Please be very careful when you turn them and twirl them and lift them up and down. If you have Venetian blinds, you know they can be very delicate. So please, if you don't feel comfortable using them, just leave them up. Or just be very careful when you use them. Okay, the other bedroom has the double bunk on the bottom and the single bunk on the top. And same thing, we've got the covers, the sheets on here. So just put your things over top and then leave these on when you leave. Same with the other room, and then we will deal with them afterwards. All right, I'm just on the bottom bunk here because I wanted to show you that window thing. So this is the window that has the missing crank. So if you do need to open it, you just pull that crank out of the living room window and put it in there, turn it, and then put it back in the living room for just so we don't lose it. We don't want to have it moving around all the time. All right, and just a little note about the garbage. We don't have recycling here at the lake, unfortunately, so everything goes into the garbage. You need to make sure that the garbage cans, lids can fit on the cans. So you can't have it overflowing. If you have too much garbage, you'll have to take the rest with you. We have the garbage service on Mondays, so please put the cans out on Sunday night. And bottles can be left bagged. And here it says on the deck, but I've got a different location for you for right now. And I'm just going to show you that in a little bit. Okay, so we're out in the yard now. Just going to show you the shed. So the shed's available for you if you have bikes and you want to store the bikes in here or anything like that. We've also got a whole bunch of fun beach toys in here. So we've got the badminton rackets and a badminton net. There's also some little minnow fishing nets back there if you want to borrow those. We've got a whole thing full of inflatable toys for the beach, which you're welcome to use. We've got the pool noodles and the boogie boards here, and we've got one beach chair right there that you're welcome to bring down to the beach with you. And then in here is a whole bunch of beach toys that you can use. You can borrow this bike if you'd like to, no problem. Just bring it back, put it in the shed when you're done. The umbrella for our patio is also stored in here, so if you want to use that, that's fine. Then put it back here when you're done. Lean it up against this shelf, please. We've got a couple extra little folding chairs and such that you can bring out to the fire pit if you like. Just make sure you put everything back in here where you found it, please. This shelf, if any smokers are out there, please use one of these cans. You can keep it out in the yard for the duration of your stay and put all butts in there. Absolutely no butts can go in the fire pit. No butts can go in the grass. And when you leave, please soak that and then dump it into your garbage bag and put it out in the trash, please. There's a pump here for the floaty toys if you want to borrow it. Down here is some little sidewalk chalk, some horseshoes, bubbles, soccer ball, some random stuff for you guys to play with. When you leave the shed, please close the doors. If any of you have ever used one of these old sheds before, you know the doors can be pretty fun to deal with, but please make sure that you close them all the way. You just got to wiggle them till they get all the way closed up. So, one more note about smoking. There's absolutely no smoking allowed inside the cabin or on the deck. The closest fire department is 20 minutes away from here, and everything on here is wood. So you absolutely cannot smoke anywhere on the structure. You can smoke by the fire pit or anywhere on this big, beautiful lawn that we have. So please make sure that you adhere to that rule. It's extremely important. Fire pit's right here. Here's our little firewood shelter. So if you see anything in here, paper, some cardboard, or any firewood in here, you're welcome to use it. This is good for kindling the cardboard to get the fire started, and then store your firewood in there in case it rains overnight. You'll have dry firewood in the morning. At the end of your night, if your fire is still burning, you can use the hose here to put it out, just located on the side of the house. The barbecue up here is available for you to use. If you can just let me know if you use the barbecue, and that way we can make sure we check the propane levels and switch that out if we need. There is an extra canister of propane in the shed. If you run out, throw me a quick message, please, just so we can stay on top of that for the next guests, and just swap them out and put the empty container back in the shed and let us know that it's empty. One more note about fires. There sometimes are fire bans going on here. So you might see it on the big sign, the Birch Bay sign, when you first come into the community. And you can also check it on the Lacombe County website. So make sure you keep checking on that, because fire bans don't happen here too often, but when they do, it's for a really good reason. There's tons of trees all around us, so we want to make sure that nothing bad happens there. A little bit of information about the outdoors. So it's a very lush area around here, so there's going to be lots of cool little bugs and stuff, so you don't want them inside the house because that'll be annoying for you. So make sure you keep the screens and the main door closed at all times, and then all the screens on the windows, make sure you don't do anything there. We also have a huge bat population in Alberta, which is great because they help take care of the mosquitoes, but you do not want one in your house. So make sure, especially at dusk, that the door never hangs open. They can come in 2 seconds, and then they're in that house and they don't want to be, and you don't want them there. And it's really hard to get them out. So make sure that you're really diligent about that. That being said, also, if you ever see anything that looks like little poops on the deck, those are bat poops. They sometimes hang out on the side of the house, and you might hear some scurrying and scratching at night. That's all it is. It's just the bats coming in and out of their little resting spots. They go out, party all night, and kind of come back and forth. So if you hear any screeching or scurrying outside, all that is bats. And during the day, all it would be some birds nestling up in there. So I'm going to have you put the bottles, if you see one of these cans sitting over here, put your recyclables in there, and that way they don't get rained on too much before the cleaners get here to grab them for you. And then the garbage cans will be at the front of the property. So we've got one here that we wheel in and then we wheel it out, and make sure that the garbage can is wheeled out by Sunday night or Monday early morning. I think they start coming around at about 7 to take the garbage out. And then bring it out to this area here, put it next to these blue cans. These blue cans aren't ours, but if you see any cans next to these blue cans, those are ours. So there might be an extra can here by the time your visit rolls around. And if it's a big heavy metal thing, just obviously leave it out there all the time. And any of the smaller ones we'll put back after the garbage collectors come by. To drive to the beach, you'll go out the driveway and you'll just take a right down this road here, and then take your first right and then your immediate first right and just drive down. You'll see the beach all the way down there. And then right over here, next to our cabin, there's a really nice path, walking path, and that takes you down to the beach. You can walk down there. So it's really nice. It's grass pretty much all the way down. It can get a bit mushy, so if it's rainy season, just bring some water shoes or some flip-flops so you don't mind getting your feet wet. Or it's all grass, but it gets quite puddly around here during spring and summer. And that takes you right down to our beach that has a playground and a nice quiet sand area and a lot of great swimming spaces and a slide and that kind of stuff. Okay, I think that's all you need to know. Thank you so much for listening to all my little tips and tricks about our little cabin. You're going to have an awesome time here. So yeah, and if you have any questions, you'll have my contact info. You can reach me in any way via the Airbnb app, or if you are not getting service, then we can text as well. So yeah, I wish you safe travels getting here, and we will talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.